due for the breakout sessions, which will be early April. And then this year, we're asking each LEA, if they are so inclined, to bring two or more student-generated ornaments to the conference for us, because there's sort of been a competition inside the building for the best holiday tree. And we decided having something created by our students to support what they can do and to show what they can do would have to be the winner. I mean, there's no way they could not pick us, right?
Right.
So I even had a district director offer to bring us a real-life tree from the mountains, because he thinks we're going to need a bigger tree than what we have. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes, but it's just a great way, I think, to get kids engaged and really make that connection for us here. We have the opportunity, a lot of our folks do, to get back in a school or in a district, but everybody in this building doesn't always get to do that. So sometimes we need to put a face or a name back with the work we do. And so that seemed like a good way for us to be able to do that. A couple of legislative items we're kind of paying attention to, keeping our eyes on. There's a school mental health screening study that's been both a House and a Senate bill. I think this is more to come. Last year, there was a bill that eliminated a state board policy around school mental health training, and so this is kind of encompassing some of that work. And the only concern we've had with it is that it was a very quick timeline, and it's not time enough to build capacity using implementation science to ensure that it is systemic and sustainable. So that was our feedback. And then there was a division, we had a study through the Program Evaluation Division, started last summer. And basically the recommendation, they came back after studying our division, what we do, how we deliver PD, how we deliver technical assistance, talking to a lot of directors, and I don't know who else they talked to. They've been, they ask us a ton of questions. We came back with a report, and the recommendation was that we include in 5 different activities that we have. So the conference, the March Institute, summer institutes, our regional meetings, and our new directors, Leadership Institute for new directors, that we include a satisfaction survey. That was the recommendation, and I'm just going to leave it there. That's all.
One quick question for you.
Sure.
So I have been assigned to take our thank you note over to the legislative building. So to our Senator Chad Barefoot and Honorable Hugh Blackwell, is there anything particular about these two that you would like for me to include in that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've had the opportunity. The key with the mental health is that we have to have time to train people. This is not, you pass the bill and in 2 months it's implemented fully. They've got to understand that there's a process for building that scope and skill, and we have the tools to do it. We just need the time to do it. Does that make sense?
And the capacity
And
to
yeah,
do so.
yes, and the capacity to do so. And I think there was some funding tied to that to increase some positions,
there was.
counselors, school psychologists. Yeah.
Yeah.
So funding and yeah, what Christy said, funding and the capacity to deliver that, the resources, not just the money, but the fiscal resources.
Right, exactly.
We are looking at a new grant system, which won't mean a lot to many of you, but directors will be very excited because we are holding our current grant system together with chicken wire and twine and a little bit of super glue and some Gorilla Tape. I mean, yes. It's in pixel format almost. But it's an agency-wide new grant platform, so if you have CTE grants that you submit or federal program grants or exceptional children grants, it will be in the same platform. We are looking to move not only our IDA grant into that platform, but also all of our special funding grants. So our special state reserve, our risk pool, our developmental day, all those will go into that platform, and then ultimately, not at initial rollout, but the second phase of this new grant system will incorporate our new budget system into that. So you won't have to go into a separate BAS system now to do your budget once you've done your grant. So we hope it'll be much more integrated and efficient and effective. looking to roll this out sometime in the summer of 19, which means our IDEA grant won't move into this until 2020. But depending on the timing, we may actually delay those special funding grants. We usually have those up July 1. We may delay those a little bit in order to get those in the electronic system, which I don't think anybody would complain at not having to send boxes of information into this place to submit those grants. So, and it'll allow us to do them much more efficiently. So, we're also working on a recruitment and retention project with the National CEC, with North Carolina CEC, and with our CASE group. There's really more to come about that later. I just put that on your radar that we see a way to maybe help support recruitment and retention of B1 and B2 teachers in special ed. Those are first and second year teachers. And with some incentives, but also some support and some mentoring and some creating of some PLCs or collaboration groups that allow them to have that support. We learned of an instance, a county not too long ago, that has 5 special ed teachers and they're all lateral entry. They have 5 in the whole county and they're all lateral entry. And so there's no support to build that capacity. So we've got to figure out how to connect them to another LEA close by to help build that coaching. Get everything. Oh, and there is interest in the general, I almost forgot this. There's interest in the General Assembly around looking at funding. The superintendent did put in his budget a request to increase the funding cap to 13.5% and to do a study around tiered funding. And some of you were in that work with us a couple of years ago that we did around looking at a matrix for a tiered level of funding based on services. And so they're very interested in pursuing that model. They will be creating, I believe, if this bill passes, and we're getting good positive leverage on that. So this might be something else you want to add to those folks when you're visiting with your thank you note, is that we really do need this study around tiered level of funding to get funds into those highest need kids that we don't have, because as you know, they're all funded the same. So if I need 6 hours of service and you need 2 hours of service twice a week, we get funded at the same level.
So we need tiered level funding.
We need a study, the study done.
Okay.
We need to approve the. Yes, we have. We need research over there to tweak that matrix, and I've told them that, and we've gotten some good leverage on this. So I'm feeling confident we're at least going to be able to go talk about it. So I'll be reaching out to those of you that were on that group before. And then some changes internally. There is a relocation in the building going on. The superintendent created a new organizational chart back in the fall and created mainly 4 streams of work and then his direct reports. And so each of those deputy superintendents are now going to be aligned on the floor with the divisions that report directly to them, except for Dr. Maria Petrie Martin, because she has so many divisions that report to her that we're on 3 floors. But we are on the 6th floor currently on that end, or the north end. And we are also now with, up there, we've been with career and technical ed, with federal programs, and with standards curriculum and instruction. And all 3 of those divisions report to the Deputy Superintendent for Innovation, Eric Hall. And so we are moving because we're the odd man out, we're the anomaly up there, and we're going to the 5th floor south, which is this end of the building. And that doesn't mean a lot to you unless you come in here to find us. Don't go that way after the end of March. We're going to be 5th floor this way. But in saying that, phone numbers are going to change. And so if you have difficulty reaching us, someone answering that phone immediately, it may be during transition. We will still be checking that main line. Personal phones, we don't know how they're going to transfer because we're actually also going to a soft phone system through our computers. So the desk phones are going away, and we just don't know how that transition's all going to play out. So I'm telling you that if you call and you don't get an answer and somebody doesn't call you back in a timely manner, shoot them an email, because that probably means for the next 6 weeks they just didn't get the phone message. I have no hope that we're gonna move and phones are all gonna work. I'm just telling you. And we don't move till the last week in March. So, email is our friend right now. That's the way we will be getting contacts and informations from you. And if,
And with that, the other phone numbers that parents or advocates or whatever are using to call in to request assistance, will that be impacted?
that will
by
be
this?
impacted as well, we believe.
Okay.
We believe. But we know, I've told you pretty much everything I know.
No.
I don't know if we're keeping the same number and it's just gonna be on my computer, if it's gonna be a totally different number, if it's connected to my email. I don't know exactly how that soft phone, that hasn't been explained other than, what I will tell you is that we will send an email blast out with updated numbers with probably a list attached. And if the main number changes, we will certainly do that, and it'll be changed as quickly as possible on the website. So that's why I say email's not gonna
People who
change.
have it stored
I know,
that-
it's,
yeah.
it's gonna be a nightmare, and we're gonna have to leave that message, this number has been changed too, and hope that we can do that. But, I mean, we're going to one phone in our division, and that will be the phone for the main line, because we can't transfer in a computer, we have to transfer on a regular phone to whoever's got phone duty that day. So, it's gonna be fun. Email. And here is my information, how you can contact me. There is my email, and for now, there is my phone number. Please let me know if you have questions, concerns, or if you are interested in any of the wonderful opportunities, to quote Carol Ann Hudgens, that I presented to you today that you might want to participate in. Any questions? All right, thank you for letting me be here. I'm gonna slip now because I have to be in that meeting, so I'm gonna slide right on over.
So be a few minutes early was good for you.
It was perfect timing. It was perfect timing. And let me just say too, thank you, for your time spent on this council and for the things you do to help support our students out in the field and our teachers and our administrators. We really appreciate you and appreciate the service you provide to the state. So thank you.
Do we have any major announcements other than be sure to make sure you're registered to go to the EC conference? Because as a member of this body, unless they've changed it, we get in for free. So. It was like, what?
It was a great conference.
It is a good
It
conference.
was a really good
Yeah,
conference.
go right ahead,
I really enjoyed
Karen.
it.
Tish will send out an email.
So I'm with ECAC, probably never see me again, but somebody will be in the representing us more consistently. We've had new leadership for the first time ever over the last 2 years. So we are doing some rebranding and keeping concept of branding ourselves is always kind of weird for us. But, I want to pass around a new information sheet. You can kind of see the look we're going for, new logo, trying to just update. And I'm very excited to let you know that for the first time in a long time, we're having a conference for families. And the dates, here. Hold on. It's gonna be, it's a weekend. It's completely free, that was kind of my segue for some free. For families who are interested in developing leadership skills, or like many of the parents at this table already kind of in a leadership role, we're looking to help advance that. It will be through an application process. And here it is. If you're already on our mailing list, you would have gotten an email that looks a lot like this yesterday. If you are not on our mailing list and you are interested in this, you can go to our website, you can follow us on Facebook, we're really active on that now. This, like I said, just came out, so it is June 1st and 2nd, it is free, and that includes meals and lodging and $150. So to offset any other costs you might incur, whether it's driving in or paying some childcare. So, we're excited about it. We have a survey that once you get this invitation, there's a survey of what topics you're interested in. So we're gonna build it around the interest to some extent. And again, we're gonna be interviewing people. We think we can accommodate probably about 70 people. And so, it's not first come, first served, but it's gonna be based on skills and expertise in trying to represent the state, because that's our charge, is representing the United States. So that's something exciting that we're doing. Somebody in a conversation at lunch said, what's going on with your workshops? We haven't heard you being around this much. We, like many agencies, are finding that in-person workshops are just not being attended quite as much. We are still available to do those, but we're having to set, minimum participation rates and things so that we can use our resources and our staff time wisely. We are offsetting that by doing a lot more webinars. So we're hoping that webinars are going to be effective and that they reach broadly across the state, because it really, it's not equitable that because a small county can only bring 6 people to a workshop that, that they don't get anything then maybe. So they are certainly all entitled to webinars. We're going to be exploring in places without great internet the idea of schools or agencies that do have internet, maybe holding webinar events where families could come to a place in their community where they're familiar, and that would be a sponsored webinar. So in a way, it's still a live event in the community. So we're doing that, and you can keep up with us again the same ways on mailing list or Facebook to find out what we're doing. We're always interested in hearing what kind of topics people in the field would like. And that is so helpful when people tell us what they want. And we are also have started recently a youth panel. So we are looking for actively high school age, maybe late middle school students with disabilities to help guide our work. The youth panel will be featured at the conference, so that's a great opportunity for them and for us and our audience to hear what do our youth with disabilities wish their teachers knew, what do they wish their parents knew, what do they wish the other kids knew, how they really are gonna guide us. And we're excited to be able to do that. We've traditionally worked more with parents, but we've been by our grant requirements and by just the fact that it's the right thing to do, we're working more directly with some of the high school kids. So that's what we're doing. And again, you can follow us on Facebook or just email our general email office with ideas, suggestions, or comments anytime.
Awesome. Anything else? Any other announcements, Carol Ann?
I have the dispute resolution brochures back here. I have a few parent rights handbooks, and I have, if you did not get it in your new materials today, a copy of the policy book. I have some back there. Also for previous members who may not have attended the orientation, if you'd like a copy, I have that back here. So I have those back here. Just pick up as you like.
All right. I'm glad that was empty. All right, I think that pretty much adjourns everything we have. If we have a motion to adjourn, our next meeting will be June 12th, same place. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Who wants to stay longer? Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
So if anyone needs travel reimbursement or substitute teacher reimbursement, just stop by and see me.
Kristen says, I thought it was second.
Oh, second.
Happens so fast. You know, if I'm not looking right at it, I can't.
Usually getting an adjournment is pretty quick compared to anything else.
Really now?
All the way down to the elevators, take a left. You look like you're walking into somebody's office, but you're not. And then go straight. There's a sign that has like a red arrow that points you. Is this gonna be
Rebecca Richmond.
No, I'm
Aaron
still
Connor.
college. Yeah. Durham Tech. English major.
We can work it out. I think it's part of our recommendations for the year Oh, okay, so.
Yes.
So, since probably
REV.
officially towards the, towards the end of
Eight.
October. So if we can get some rough draft language, finalize it for June, I'll make a nice little package in time for October, for October. Perfect. So, because October's, special education month, it's really awareness month, so.
Oh, I know.
Great, thank you so much.
No problem. Don't forget your backpack, Taylor. I'm sure that they'd love to have all your books.
He's like, Mom, I'm doing that on purpose.
I'm sure they'd love to study Latin.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't break that out today. Yeah, supposed to get it tomorrow.
Take care.
Did you get your money back? Don't ask me, because you might not get your money back.
Oh, you already got a little thing. I usually, got it, girl. You're on it. I know.
It's gonna be a sad day when Tish retires, because Tish and Carol Ann, they are on top of everything for us. Y'all not allowed to retire or leave.
I'm going to say, don't even
Thank
discuss
you.
if they're allowed to.
I mean, if they do, then I quit, yeah. I only have so many years I'm allowed on this anyway, so. What's up, buddy? Go use the bathroom. You know where it's at, right? He does.
Yeah.
It's 5112. Bryce.
No problem. Thank you.
You got everything, buddy?
Nice meeting you. You gotta love the red tape.
I think he was with Grandma last time. I can't remember.
He was, because you were going to DC after you left here.
Yeah.
You have to if you work here.
Sometimes he's with me, sometimes he's not.
Daily, girl.
He has a tiny bit more schoolwork when he's with me than when he's not.
You sit down, what do you do?
He, for the most part, is. Don't go in there. They're in there. Yeah.
Do it all, just put the little thing.
Put what thing in there? No, let the tech guys handle their technology, Caleb. I don't want to be on the hook for paying for it if you accidentally break it. I just want to push the button and make it go up.
Exactly.
No. Oh, well. Pay for the repair bill.
Depends, I mean, I probably should work on that document.
It's nice to see you. Yes, good to see
You out here about your trip to Branson.
Yes, well, I'm also headed to Salisbury Saturday.
That's why I can't find a trash can.
Every time I go back, the park and everything. There.
You know where the library is?
Yeah.
Across the street from the library is a great big parking lot. It's gonna be torn up and, they have plans to put a beautiful new park in.
It is a big old ugly parking lot right behind the
Right where the
bank.
bell tower, it's called,
Yeah.
F&M Bank was torn down.
It's been a
Like
while
last
since
year.
I've been like downtown,
Yeah.
downtown.
It was, I think it was last year or maybe the year before. They had a farmer's market there for a while, but then they stopped because they're doing the, it's gonna be a beautiful new park. Anthropists have
Cool.
multi-million-dollar. And
Did
you,
they take down Secretary Angel? They didn't. They left her there. Cause I know that they were talking about it.
yeah, there was discussion.
Something about
Somebody
it.
spray painted it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it was. I told
and
her,
there's
I
been
said,
discussion.
I
It's
can't
a beautiful-
imagine. I can't imagine being downtown without her there.
I wish they would change the plaque.
Well, the thing is,
The sculpture is gorgeous.
the honor is not for the concepts. It's for getting my instructions.
Have you read the plaque?
From our area? No, because I'm always in a car.
Read the plaque.
Read the plaque. Oh, okay.
And I think if the plaque
The babies?
do something
Just be a little
about
bit-
the
just a little
soldiers who
worded a
fought
little
for the
differently.
rights of people.
Baby?
Yeah, I've always
but-
been in a car. I've never.
it's
What's like?
yeah.
What is the feeling? Like, what's the gist? Of it?
it made me sick when I first read it.
Really?
Yeah, when
Oh
I
my
moved down
gosh.
here, I was amazed
How did I not
would
ever
even have
realize
it.
that?
That they would even have it because
Oh, I'll
usually
have to
there
look it
aren't.
up online now.
Yeah, but
Because I've never paid attention.
but it's a
to it.
gorgeous sculpture.
Yes.
And I think if you
And
change the
She's been there forever.
right, but there's lots of things go on forever that are bad.
Well, yeah, that should be
But-
changed, but I mean
but
that's
if
like
you-
that's art. That
we
has
can
been there
reframe
forever.
it
Yeah,
to
yeah, totally.
something positive and positive for the community rather than divisive. I think.
I have his mom.
It's a sculpture in Salisbury. It's a beautiful, gorgeous sculpture, but it's to Confederate soldiers.
It's a
And then the plaque clearly states it's for the settlers who were fighting for.
Such a freaky thing.
Well, it's coming down in other places.
but it's
Frame it and make it.
My dream for another dog. My daughter, I saw my daughter does post stuff on Facebook about little dogs and little deer.
Forget.
We gotta be careful. I'm like, stop it. You're right. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's not about removal. It's about an appropriate place for it.
I'm struggling